You are running. Your heart is pounding. Something terrible is right behind you. But your legs feel like they are moving through wet cement. The monster lunges, and then you wake up, drenched in sweat, staring at your ceiling. Why? Why does your own brain intentionally torture you while you sleep? It feels like a glitch, a cruel biological joke. But what if I told you that nightmare you just had? It might be the only reason you are alive today. Think about it. Sleep is supposed to be the ultimate rest, a time for your body to repair itself, to recharge your batteries. So why waste energy generating a horror movie in your head? To understand why, we need to look at what happens inside your brain. When you fall asleep, you don't just power down. You enter different stages of sleep. But nightmares almost exclusively happen in one specific stage: REM sleep, rapid eye movement. During REM, something wild happens. Your brain activity spikes. It looks almost identical to a brain that is wide awake, but there's a catch. Your body releases chemicals that completely paralyze your muscles. This is called rematonia. It stops you from physically acting out your dreams, so your body is locked in a vault. But inside the vault, the brain is throwing a party. Except it's a very specific kind of party. Two major things happen to your brain's control room. First, the amygdala fires up. The amygdala is your emotional and fear center. It's the alarm system that screams danger. During REM sleep, it is highly active. At the exact same time, your prefrontal cortex shuts down. The prefrontal cortex is the logic and reasoning part of your brain. It's the adult in the room that says, hey, monsters aren't real. But during sleep, the adult leaves the building, leaving the terrified amygdala completely alone at the steering wheel. This explains why nightmares feel so terrifyingly real. Your logic center is turned off, so you accept the insanity. If a giant spider tells you failed your math test, your sleeping brain says, yes, this makes perfect sense. Okay, so the machinery is broken, right? Wrong. Scientists don't think it's a glitch at all. Enter the threat simulation theory. To understand this, we need to travel back in time, way back, to your early ancestors. Life for a hunter-gatherer was brutally dangerous. Every time you left the cave, you could be eaten. If you weren't constantly on high alert, you died. So, evolution gave us a survival tool, a biological virtual reality simulator. Your brain needed a safe place to practice running away from predators, to practice fighting off rival tribes. Nightmares were your brain's fire drills. By simulating the worst-case scenarios at night, you were faster and more prepared during the day. Ancestors who had more nightmares survived longer. They passed those nightmare-prone genes down to you. But here is the problem. You don't live in a cave anymore. Saber-toothed tigers aren't hunting you in the grocery store. Society evolved way faster than our biology did. Your brain still has the threat simulator turned on, but it has to invent new threats to practice on. This leads us to the emotional regulation theory. Today, our predators aren't animals. Our predators are modern anxieties, financial stress, social rejection, failing a test. Your brain takes these invisible abstract fears and turns them into tangible physical monsters. It encodes emotional pain into a visual story. Why? So you can process it. Psychologists call this overnight therapy. When you have a nightmare about your teeth falling out, it's often your brain dealing with a feeling of powerlessness. When you dream about falling from a great height, it's processing a lack of control in your waking life. And if you dream about being naked in public, that's deep-rooted social anxiety and fear of judgment. The nightmare allows you to experience the extreme emotion in a completely safe environment. So when you wake up, the emotional edge has been dulled. You've successfully offloaded the psychological pressure. But what happens when the system breaks? Because sometimes it does break, and the results are absolutely terrifying. Have you ever woken up but found you couldn't move, a heavy weight on your chest, and a dark, shadowy figure standing in the corner of your room? This is sleep paralysis. It is the ultimate glitch in the Matrix. Remember that chemical vault that locks your muscles during REM sleep? In sleep paralysis, your brain wakes up before the vault unlocks. You are conscious, but your body is still paralyzed. And worst of all, the dream world hasn't turned off yet. The nightmare bleeds into reality. Your highly active amygdala senses you can't move. It hits the panic button, and it projects a predator into your room to justify the fear. Historically, people blamed this on demons, the incubus sitting on their chest, but it's just neurochemistry, a temporary overlap of two states of consciousness. Then there are recurring nightmares, the exact same bad dream playing on a loop. This happens when the emotional trauma is too big. Your brain can't process it in just one night. It's like trying to swallow an entire watermelon. You have to take it bite by bite, so the brain cues up the same nightmare night after night, chipping away at the anxiety until it's gone. But what if you want it to stop now? What if the nightmares are ruining your waking life? Can you hack your own dreams? Yes, you can. There's a psychological technique called image rehearsal therapy. It's like rewriting the script of a movie. While you are awake, you write down your recurring nightmare in detail. Let's say you're being chased by a terrifying wolf. You take a pen and you change the ending. Instead of the wolf eating you, you imagine the wolf suddenly shrinking into a tiny puppy. Or you suddenly grow wings and fly away. You rehearse this new, positive ending vividly in your mind, over and over, during the day. By doing this, you build a new neural pathway. When your brain cues up the nightmare that night, it follows the new track you laid down, and the nightmare loses its power. Another incredible hack is lucid dreaming. This is when you wake up inside the dream. You realize, wait, I'm dreaming. Suddenly, the prefrontal cortex, your logic center, turns back on. You become a god in your own mind. The monster chasing you. You can turn it into a marshmallow with a single thought. So, let's step back and look at the big picture. Nightmares feel like a punishment. They ruin your sleep and leave you exhausted. But they are not your enemy. They are a highly advanced defense mechanism built by millions of years of evolution to keep you sharp, to help you process your deepest fears, and ultimately, to protect you. So next time you wake up in a cold sweat, don't be angry at your brain. Just say thank you, because it's just trying to keep you alive.